I'm just watching some John to prepare my channel. Hope you enjoy. So let's see if we can get this thing done. Hope you enjoy. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, that thumbs up, hit notification when I post new videos, and stay tuned.
Okay, so this week, are we closer to shit hitting the fan, or are we further away? We are definitely closer to shit hitting the fan. Figure I'm going to drop this Saturday on the public YouTube and Patreon. Next Saturday, I'm planning on doing a live weekend update, weekend wrap up, as well as doing an answering of Q&A questions over on Patreon. I guess I'll have to do another independent weekly wrap up for here on YouTube as well. But, or maybe we'll go live on everything. Shit, maybe we'll do a grand opening live for everything. Jolene, make a note of that. And speaking of that, I think everyone should give Jolene a big round of applause because she's done a fantastic job. She tolerates my idiosyncrasies and gets all the work done in the background that nobody else sees. And probably a lot of you appreciate, but I certainly appreciate it. Top of the news, many channels are leaving YouTube, and they're heading over to different outlets, whether it's Patreon or what's that other one out there? Shit, I can't remember what it's called. But there's BitChute. No, BitChute died. There's Minds. There's a bunch of them. Anyways, I don't particularly care. That's funny. Okay. My son just let me know that one guy left YouTube and he had a gun channel. He went over to Pornhub. Apparently everyone lost their shit. So people are scattering to the wind. Canadian Prepper has done what I've done, and apparently he's starting his own website as well as some other things. So I think Canadian Prepper is a heck of a good guy. Very knowledgeable, interesting, has great perspectives. And he does great gear reviews. And speaking of that, I'll be doing more gear reviews soon. One of the things I got is mosquito-proof clothing.
I do a lot of gear reviews on YouTube.
You know, I often think, if you're wearing a good set of jeans or a good shirt or something, you ought to be protected against those little parasitic, vampirical bastards. But they always seem to bite through my clothes. So there's a clothing manufacturer or distributor that got a hold of us, sent me some items. Right, he sent him pronto. He's like, hey, test this stuff. And he got to my place, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. You know, a little head scratching. It's kind of cold for mosquitoes here. As soon as we get mosquitoes out, I'm gonna go put myself out there for posterity and test this equipment and give it the John stamp of approval. And I like doing that. I like having all those products at the preparedmind.club where either I've tested them myself, handled them.
So go to my Patreon, because I only do YouTube on the weekends, and I do Patreon every single day, and Twitch.
What has happened this week? I was expecting more bams and booms and pows, as Q said, but maybe some things happened behind the scenes. One of the big ones that happened was McMasterson being fired. I think that was just dynamite. I didn't like that guy. I didn't like his history. And he's now been exposed. And this is one of the things I like about Trump is he will bring someone, bring him in close, and then fire him. You've now officially been fired.
The economy's already collapsing, so
I
ain't worried about that.
And all the dirt on him is out there. This dude is a Soros, Uranium One, co-conspirator, or maybe we should identify him as a participant, a knowing participant in that. Right? If I was standing in an office and they said, "Okay, everyone, shut the door. We're gonna illegally give 20% of the United States of America's uranium stock to the Russians," I'd be like, "Hey, time out. I'm not going to be part of this shit," right? And leave. Right? You don't participate in treason, and then just stand around. Yeah, it's cool, whatever, guys. Glad I'm part of the club. Yippee skip. So, McMasterson out. Now, John Bolton in. I heard someone try and they did a fine job of apologizing. That is, explaining some of the positive qualities for John Bolton. Personally, I don't like the guy either. He could be another example of Trump keeping his friends close and his enemies closer, and he wants John Bolton on board, learn what he knows, make him prove that he's not loyal, and then fire his ass. Or we'll find out if John Bolton isn't a neocon. We'll find out. But from the first time I heard his name, neocon, ultimate, right? That's the feeling I've always got from that guy. Warhawk, neocon, right? Establishment mouthpiece for the Republicans. But, some interesting things have been happening lately. And I want to share that with you. This is very fascinating. It used to be that the Republicans seemed to be more of the Warhawks or the let's go to war at the drop of a hat type of guys. Right? They were acting like the neo-social fascists. Big government, big war, big military-industrial complex. And then the Democrats would be on the social fascist side, where they want lots of entitlements, lots of high taxes, let's destroy the middle class and the family. But now it appears that you're either on the side of good or bad, and it doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. If you're a fascist, you're a fascist. Social fascist, that is. That's really close to communism. Just the big difference is rather than stealing the money from the people and keeping it for the government, they steal it and then they give it to corporations. And the corporations sponsor all of their bullshit. It's not like it would be a logical fallacy to say, well, those are your choices, John. You get social fascism or you get social communism. Take your pick. I'd be like, that's not the only two choices. How about this choice that's called freedom? How about the choice that's called constitutional republic? I don't even want to hear the term capitalism. I don't think capitalism is in the Declaration of Independence. But the term and word and concept of freedom is. All right, next step. Bam, McMasterson, you're out of here. Right, what is that showing us? That actually says, yeah, we're getting closer to shit as the fan. Why? Because Trump is outing the bad guys. When you out the bad guys, what happens?
I don't believe
the
it.
tension gets ratcheted
Okay.
up. We're closer to war, not further from war.
Closer.
As the tension ratchets up. And speaking of tension, let's talk about China. Tariffs. Trump is going forward with this tariff thing. What is tariffs, right? Well, it's putting a tax on a product that's being imported to us. That would be an import tariff. If the government of the United States didn't want us to send stuff offshore, there should be an export tariff. Right? I think that if you want to take your company and run with it and steal all the money, then screw it. Right? I don't think we should allow our corporations to leave and go to other nations and take all the money with them. But then again, they do pay taxes, right? So there are rules they have to follow. But it certainly seemed like they swung the barn door wide open and let everyone run for free and then turn around and sell us cheap shit from other countries while they lined their pockets in our economy, which is supposed to be a production economy. Real economies are not service economies, they're production economies. From mining and farming to food manufacturing, processing, and engineering, improvement added to products that are produced on a manufacturing line, hard things, whether we're talking about Caterpillar tractors or washing machines, microwaves, televisions, production. Near worthless raw materials, processing them, adding value to it with both human labor and technology, creating a product that is more valuable. That is profitable. And then selling them domestically and importing them. And I'm rambling. We've got a tariff war, a trade war going on. This hasn't happened in decades. I know that President George W. Bush, he does that look in his face. The longer or further we get from him, the less impressed I am. George W. Bush. Good. Since we've had serious. Now, in comparison, in perspective, are these tariffs worse? Make hay out of it. They're making a big deal. Now, if I just look at them as tariffs, I say this is not for our country because it's just going to raise the price on the American consumer. If China wants to send their, that just increases my price. It doesn't punish. At the same time, if American aluminum can be produced cheaper than that, it sure makes it more attractive, doesn't it? So, tariffs good, tariffs bad. Will it really hurt China? Does China care about aluminum? Is it that big of a deal? Is it going to affect the economy that much? I don't know. I don't think it really does. If you want to raise the cost of a can of soda from 99 cents to 99.2 cents, who gives a fuck? Like, I care about how much money my federal government is spending and blowing and wasting. There's some fucking money that needs to be trimmed back. I am pissed off that the Congress has passed this incredible, and once again, omnibus spending bill that is enormous, and the president signed off on it. Where's the fucking strategy in that? He didn't even, as far as I'm concerned, make enough of an objection to government spending increases. But, here's where I'm going to say, look, maybe President Trump has a rope-a-dope, I'm 3 steps ahead of you guys program. So far, he's standing firm on his promises. Is he draining the swamp? Yes.
I don't believe that,
big
but
swamp
that's your
that's going to
opinion.
take a long fucking time to drain? Yes. He's serious about the border wall, another campaign promise. He's been good about his campaign promises, and I'm not saying he's the perfect president, but he's certainly an unorthodox approach to this deal with China. Saying, hey, look, we're going to get this shit straightened out. Now, what I would do if I was Trump is I would take every trade deal and sweep them right off the fucking table. Because now I'm getting we're getting buggered as our we're getting buggered big time because of our, or if you want to look at money in the Federal Reserve note, it's turned out Bush won. The little prick was set to make money